Astonishing find. Sir Isaac Newton's manuscripts. Part of them were written in Greek. We knew that he had written books in Latin, but I never knew he wrote them in Greek as well. Sir Isaac Newton, born December 25th, 1642, died March 20th, 1762. He was an English mathematician, astronomer, physicist, theologian, author, and in his own day described as a natural philosopher, widely recognized as one of the most influential scientists of all time, key figure in the scientific revolution. His book Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica, or Mathematical Principles of Natural Physics, philosophy, first published in 1687, so he was 45 when he published that. It laid the foundations of classical mechanics. He also made seminal contributions to optics, shared credits with other people as well. But how did he learn Greek? His early life, he was born Christmas Day, as we said, an hour or two after midnight at Woolsthorpe Manor, a hamlet in the county of Lincolnshire, just north of London. His father, also named Isaac Newton, died 3 months before, and born prematurely. Newton was a small child. His mother, Hannah Icecoff, reportedly said that he could have fit inside a quart mug. When Newton was 3, his mother remarried and went to live with her new husband, the Reverend Barnabas Smith, leaving her son, Isaac Newton, in the care of his maternal grandmother, Marjorie Icecoff. Newton disliked his stepfather, maintained some enmity towards his mother for remarrying, and as revealed by his entry in the list of his sins committed up to the age of 19. Obviously, he was getting ready for confession. Quote, threatening my father and mother Smith to burn them and the house over them. Newton's mother had 3 children from her second marriage, end quote. All right. Now, from the age of about 12 until he was 17, Newton was educated at King's School, Gratham, which taught Latin and Greek, and probably imparted a significant foundation of mathematics. He was removed from school and returned to Woolsthorpe by October 1659. His mother, widowed for a second time, attempted to make him a farmer, an occupation he hated, of course. Henry Stokes, master of the King's School, persuaded his mother to send him back to school. And motivated partly by desire for revenge against the schoolyard bully, he became the top-ranked student. Distinguished himself mainly by building sundials and models of windmills. June 1661, he was admitted to Trinity College in Cambridge on the recommendation of his uncle, Reverend William Icecoff, who had studied there. He started as a subsizer, paying his way by performing valet duties until he was awarded a scholarship in 1664, guaranteeing for him 4 more years until he could get his M.A. At that time, the college's teachings were based on those of Aristotle, whom Newton supplemented with modern physics philosophers such as Descartes and astronomers such as Galileo and Thomas Street, through whom he learned of Kepler's work. So that's where he learned his Greek, obviously. He knew Greek before he got there. Now, soon after Newton had obtained his BA degree in August 1665, the university temporarily closed as a precaution against the Great Plague. Does that sound familiar? We see schools and colleges closing now, don't we? Now, although he had undistinguished, he said he had been undistinguished as a Cambridge student, Newton's private studies at his home in Woolsthorpe over the subsequent 2 years saw the development of his theories on calculus, optics, and the law of gravitation. So that's where we find that he knew Latin very well. He he gave out his book, Philosophia Naturalis Principia Mathematica, when he was 45. And of course, he knew Greek very well. And that's why we have his notes in Greek. Part of his notes were in Greek. Amazing. The notebooks in which Newton worked out the theories on which much of the classical science is based were partly written in Greek, proving that he had knowledge of Greek language, as we said. Of course, he had it. Now, while the titles and subjects he was working on are presented in Latin. The subject analysis itself is given in a brief, well-written Greek text in lowercase letters with the necessary diacritical marks. Now, in the notebook that Newton acquired while he was an undergraduate at Trinity College and used from about 1661 to 1665, it includes many notes from his studies, increasingly his own explorations into mathematics, physics, and metaphysics. It was inherited from his stepfather, and scholar believed it helped Newton to make significant breakthroughs in the field of calculus. Now, due to the fact that it was terribly written and some things were scratched out with strike-throughs and scratched out letters, the notebook was judged not fit to be printed at the time. Newton's notebook was condemned to oblivion until 1872, when it was presented to the Library of Cambridge, and it was finally digitalized and put on Cambridge University Digital Library in 2011. And Sir Isaac Newton, as we know, recognized one of the most brilliant, influential scientists of all time. So that's the surprise that I wanted to tell you about, and this is from Greek Europe Reporter, and I'll leave a link below for you for this. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.